But then
those are an influencer.
I right. Let me stand and talk kangaroo. Kuti ayo mashoko atoro nasadi mashoko makukutu. Ita tiri kudenge shota tati mashoko makukutu. Waiva anobva ati macho. Munaramba muchizvirangarira. Chief.
Yes, I was saying, so let's say we were comparing my influencers at now, because that's what I'm saying. Do you think, in terms of being a role model, our influencer are being weird?
As a parent, I wouldn't allow mwana wangu kana namzomita patime yacho kuti vaona vanofunga kuti ariko kana tazomita.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Real Life Real Chats. Today we have an interesting topic. It's a very interesting topic. It's not the usual relationships, but it's very interesting. I have with me the usual guys. I'm Nwasi. I'm not my introduction, but I'm Nwasi. So guys, to begin us,
how are you doing?
Yeah.
How are you doing? Yeah.
What is it? Under
YouTube. Let's see, guys. It's been a week, but we are back again.
No, but I was just thinking right now, maybe we can just give these people a brief background about real life, real chats. So I'm about G. I mean, what's really the story behind real life, real chats?
I think Chief came up with the name, so you can.
Oh, Saga, the name I can go about. There's a lot of podcasts out there that talk about conversations and scripted what. So you just want to create a name to, summarize what we're trying to do here. And we live in the real life, and then we have to have real conversations about that real life.
So this is unscripted, guys.
Yes.
Tichitofunga mchitone baba. Ndakatozoona kuti IQ yangu yakaipa.
Insky.
Tichifunga tu.
Yeah, but
because bamba chinonyotsoona kuti ipoint apa ndaseva. Anatara dama pa guys.
Yeah, but that's where it came from. Yeah. So that's what we do. We're trying to have real conversations. Do not affect us. So
Besides,
yeah.
I'm seeing you. You are watching right now. I'm seeing you. God bless you.
Yeah, sure. Don't forget to subscribe, guys. Like and share, please. My comments.
Name blessing.
Of course. So I mean, let's get into the story.
Yeah. So our conversations is simple as this.
Yeah.
It's not about social media. Yeah. Social media. And there's this influencer culture that's been there for the past. It's been a long time, and it's sack. Maybe there's more discussions to be had about influencers and all that, but what I think we want to discuss, and are they good role models? And you're supposed to be a role model. Do you think with the way influencers are influencing these days, you can be like, I mean,
is an influencer.
Says I don't know about Michael Jackson. I mean, Kwari is a source of pride. Of course, I know my issues.
Tina na Mike Samba.
Yeah, and Mike Samba, and Japreza. I just don't know.
Now live Dr. Livan to
can we then say we can subscribe agents? We can say this is going to and be as confident in those people and their impacts. kana kuti tirongoterawo zvedu vanhu vari kutongotirasisa.
Yeah. Kuna question manje kai. Inotoda munhu anotaura achifunga. Nambotaura kuti aikiokozi unogona kuzobuda musaka manje. Please Mazita.
What's the term?
Yeah, kana wazo. Mazita.
Alright.
Yeah, Mazita.
Alright, it's okay.
But anyways, what I think is culture yedu isusu ne standard like abereki edu zvanenge vachitudza zvakakura zviriko. Nekamuchinjiro kari kuita zvinhu day by day. Some of the influencers that are now, they can be my role models, maybe in terms of kuti they are hustling day and night. I wonder actually they are trying by all means to, and we are seeing progress in their lives. Kuti not no. Uno akatouya
social media. Akatinga stand.
Exactly. Tunoti nakati pa social media achitogara soso kwakadai and then atoni mawheels atopinzira h2 apinzira h3 so you realize kuti pane patiri kutiona kuti pane progress, and with that tovapa maruva vachiri vapenyu vari kutibatsira, and zviri kupushawo mageto youth nemayouth kuti no you have to so that is the reason why muona kuti izvezvi vanhu vakawanda tine zvinhu vanhu vakutoita sei zvavakutotedzera but zviri right zvati, and alright ndinganibonzwa sandaenda kurimwe side racho.
Yeah, I think that basically the standard that is set for you to call somebody a role model, and whether zvaari kunza zvachona zviri kupa a positive impact pauri kana kuti a negative will basically depend on your standard, because I believe with you in a standard rako nezvaunofunga nezvaunobelieve even from your background and same as you. So there are certain things that I may take as things that are not okay. I may see someone achita zvinhu and I feel they're not okay because of my background or because of my principles, and but that may not be your standard. So I think it's debatable, but what I think and what I am seeing mostly in the influencers that are there, it's so unfortunate with the community really that we are living in, and start on the world. The community is just referred to as iri kuita sekuti iri kunyanya kubuditsa zvinhu zvisina, handizive kuti what's the proper term to use instead of zvisina basa, but ita sekuti zvinhu zvisina basa ndo zvinhu zviri kupushika ende ndo zvinhu zvekuti if you're gonna be looking at kana ari ma likes chaucha ndo chinhu chinenge chine ma likes akawanda, and in as much as kuri kubasa handi zvinonzi vanobhadharwa kubasa kwavo vanotamba, but ivo vakatamba pabasa unoita se saka ndo basa ravo, yes, but it has become a norm that a lot of guys vari kuzama kuda kuita outstand, handiti pakuzama kuda kuita outstand zvimwe zvacho zviri kuitika asi zvinhu zviri right zvatinogona kuti socially zvinogona
unopa example hatitoa mazita unonyatsopa example yekuti chakati no
example yatanga kuya
iyoyo ndo yatindiona iyo example
inondikwadzisa, but let me just try to serve this. Yeah, but ndizame kutaura ndichiti pane zvimwe zvinhu zvekuti you may want to trend and is an influencer kuda trend kazhinji chiripo pama-influencer ndechekuti probably if you gain attraction and the most influential part of you iri kukura handiti kuti unzi uri influencer and by then you trying to obtain that nekuti disrespect vamwe vanhu and kana kuti nekuita zvinhu zviri socially unacceptable zvinogona kuleada vamwe vanhu in a bad way and zvinogona kuleada vamwe vanhu negatively. So in the same sense, in the same manner, kuna vamwe vanhu kuti they are still influencers but vari kuita zvinhu zvekuti vari kumotivate vanhu in a positive way. So in a world or in a community ine vanhu vari kuitawo zvinhu zvisiri right, inewo vanhu vari kuita zvinhu zviri right. So I think nyaya iri pakuti are you choosing to follow the right things kana kuti are you choosing to follow what's trending? I think because mostly what's really trending is not going to get zvinhu of the other side.
But why is it kuti zvinonyanya trend those not going to get serious? Like for example, and in personal, I believe that there are some people whose success is not genuine for me. It's not genuine because, to be honest, probably Shinjaga Pusha success here isn't talent. Cannot they were good at something, just they were good at posing in certain kinds of pictures. If you understand what I mean, you understand. So then when you are mu industry, yeah, music, yeah, podcasting, industry, whatever it is, because any things are comfortable with it. So morally unacceptable. My followers are
to simplify, you're trying to say kuti tine vanhu vakapinda maybe muindustry mahave izvezvi but pakutoti haasi kutogona because of zvaakaita
kana kuti anoenda kugym
kana kuti ane mapics ake akambotrenda
ndo zvaakuita kuti zvitenge ari influential.
Alright, let me stand nditokanganwa kuti ayo mashoko ataura nasadi ayo mashoko makukutu aita tiri kudengoshota toti mashoko makukutu vaibva vanovhwa macho munaramba muchizvirangarira but anyways zviri kutaurwa panapo I think chivra mutaura ndezvoti zviri zvinhu zvinobatika and zvinhu zviri kuitika ma-influencers edu akawanda
because now it doesn't make sense
and kune vanhu vekuti havasi kutogona zvavari kuita right
ene ndo akawanda wacho
and zvimwe zvinhu zvaakutinakidza like zvotaura nasada hazvina basa but because munhu aisa chinhu trend so you realize kuti ma-influencers akawanda vaakutrenda nezvinhu zvisina nebasa zvotaura nasada kuti zvisina nebasa ndo zviri kunakidza zvine basa chezvo hatisisina hatichateereri zvimwe zvinhu or hatichaone zvimwe zvinhu kuti tiwane lesson from that taakuona kuti tinakidzwa yet ma-social platforms ataakuvhura they are now paying vanhu right
because chari
kuda ma-numbers so isusu tiri kuona zvinhu kuti tinakirwe not kuti tidzidze the end of the day so back then paiimbwa maybe nevaiyimba vanhu nalek macheso waiti vakaimba song vabereki vedu vanobva vati vaidzamisa waidzamisa kufunga unyasozvisa kuti no this is not the right path andoita sei andinofamba naye dai ndadai izvo zvaigona ita sei kuita but nowadays we can listen to a song nhasi or kuona video mangwana hatisisina basa so can we say vana ma-influencers
but they're influencing something
but
because
hazvina basa
because pama-numbers vane ma-numbers akawanda.
Alright. Can we say according to the standard and the culture
maybe are they influencer kana influence
Unaona tiri pana
Eh.
brilliant.
eh
If
Ndine
I
sphere of influence.
yeah, zvinoona
oh you're right
anyone can carry that.
eh
Nyaya iripo ndekuti naturally there are people who are born to influence and
Okay.
yeah
ndiri panapa nini I mean tise tinogona kunge tine maideas ekuita zvinhu zvatoda kuita but inini ndinogona kunge ndingorineka power kekuti kana ndakataura ndinongoconvinza ndinekakuconvinza kuti maonero avandu ndiri kuita ini zvinhu tise tibva tatoita semaitirwo echidi zvinhu izvozvo viiti kuti zviri right or hazvisi. That's the power of influence basically. And saka haisi nyaya yekuti tiri kutarisa munhu azo nemanumbers akawanda but that part that you are able to influence and it is basically the impactful area that we should consider to say kuti munhu is an influence, you understand? So whether unema numbers akawanda kana kuti as long as une vanhu vari kuinfluenza through mabasa ako you are an influence. That's what I think.
okay
Yeah.
saka are we saying that variko vachona and vane mabasa mamwe aya ari fani arichimbotaura let's say the way they dress is very provocative and if let's say someone has 1 million followers and a quarter of that 250,000 of maybe the girls that follow the specific influence start dressing like that, we are saying the underlying argument is influencer because I influencer. But then the question is, why influencers are children? Is it correct? Is that something that you would want? Let's say, because I want us to think about these things in the perspective you are very good. And if you want to watch influence,
Alright.
It's good like
I think kuti pamwe pacho we should save kutoto zvekutora because these guys like we said kuti vakuzviitira mari influencers vakawanda vacho because if you look at kuti ndozvakuraramisa vanhu vakawanda nowadays saka vanhu vakuzvitisika iwewo uri kuona chisefa manje
but manje zviri kuya zvakawanda
zvichiitika njoti as a parent aundalawo mwana wangu kana ndamuzomita patime yacho kuti azomita vaona vanonofunga kuti ariko kana tazomita so aundalawo mwana wangu kuti aite some of the things anenge achona. Why? Because
pause guys, I want you to do something in the comment section. I want you to my name is Lee. These guys call me Sadi, that's my surname, which is cool, but this is Mufaro and Tadio. I just want you guys to type in the comment section how old do you think I am? Lee, Mufaro and Tadio.
And then we take your answers.
That's cool, right?
Yeah.
That's cool, right?
Take your answers just after this.
Yeah, of course. So you can finish your point, then we take a short break.
Alright. So I was saying kuti aunalawo mwana wangu kuti abude akapfeka zvinhu because azvona zvichiitwa nomwe, right? Maybe taenda to a family gathering. Why? Because tichisvika ikoko vanhu vari kuona, the relatives vari kuona blame yakudzoka kuparent zvakutongosiri kugona kuita sei kuinfluenza mwana wako.
So you see kuti nyaya yema-influencer is not solely on nyaya yevanhu vari pasocial media. The parent as well can actually influence. You as a brother can influence
my siblings up, of course.
Unoza kuti mwana wadzoka panyaya yekutoti tione kuti munhu wese is an influencer.
At some point you're influencing someone.
Alright guys, let's mention the next segment. Alright, welcome back guys. So tatiti munhu wese anogona kutoita influence, right? So inanchiti wasvika kuma family gatherings pepe and then vanhu vari kuona vachati parent asi kugona kuita sei kudzidzisa mwana. So number one unotanga utukirwa parent havana unhu. So kunotsvagwa zvinhu zviri negative zvaitwa neparent yavo ichiri diki. Uyu aisateerera uyu nasekuru ndonenge auda aisateerera ndosika mwana wake iri ndururani, but mwana atadza kusefa zvinhu zvaari kuona pama digital platforms zvaari kuinfluence. So it should be mandatory kuti munhu ngagone kusefa zvinhu no this type of stuff ndiri kuona hangu for fun but
alright here's a question I want to ask chinozoita kuti munhu usvike iwewe ndiwe influence chinozoita kuti usvike pastage yekuti you are now comfortable to post things like that kana to sing that because a lot of music especially western music hip hop pop it has a lot of sexual content a lot of explicit words all of that chinozoita kuti iwewe nemakuriro atakaita because handifunga kuti uremberi anombokudza mwana achimudzidzisa kuti shaka ndawazokura da kuti upfeke so da kuti uimbe so and but chinozoita kuti uzosvika pastage yekuti you're now comfortable to just do that and kwauri it means nothing it's saka and you even confront those people it's my life you understand
that's the survival game. It's a matter of how you package your product for you to get clients.
okay
So there are things that sell out better than other things, and it so on that one ingorinye kuti when a product you wanna always can you make it sell out, you understand? So the fact that munhu kana ari kumararamira anokuita hapana paunomboda kuti wo basa rako kana uri handiziva kuti kune basa rinonzi of course I think ririko anonzi ma-influencers aya so if your job is being an influencer and obviously uruda zvinhu zvekuti basa rako rite sell out and urambe uchita sekuchimprove so I think kuti nyaya ingoripo pane zviya ingori nyaya yekuti ibasa rako and you're just trying kuti ibasa rako rite sell out better and better all the time.
So we're saying it's fine as long as you have the numbers.
We're not saying that. And we would tell a reason.
And
yes. Well, let me get back to Faro's point in Jimbo with Ramshan and Chiti. With myself, I'm the cause to every problem. And I'm responsible for every action that I take after any situation or after anything has happened to me. So everything is centralized on me, and when it comes to me. So this is how I operate. I have principles, right? Dinema operational principles. And so here's how I take things. Ndinogona kuona mumwe munhu akadresa madresero akaita but if it doesn't fit my principle zvakafanira rimwe remota if you take a tire kana asiri kufitana netire arikwani therefore harisiro repa and so matire ariko akawanda and but matire ari kufana kana riri tire riri kufana kufitana nerimwe riripo handiti hatitotora zverimwe risipo. So this is the most unfortunate part in the community that we're living in right now, especially kuma youths. Nyaya iripo ndeyekuti kuma youths akawanda rimu racho haripo and like the principle, take the rim as the principle.
Okay.
Marim achona hapatorina zvekuti matai ese anogona kukwana, you see. But kana pane a particular rim, I'm sure kuti vanhu vanoshanda nezvemarim kana vanoshanda nezvematai they understand about these nyaya dzemasize. So if there is no particular package or if there is no particular size or if there are no principles, the operational principles, I take this, I don't take this. Okay. If there are none, it's possible that anyone can just go with the trends. Anyone can just take anything. So it's important that from the primary sector of influencers, which is the household or the family headed by the father and mother, it's important that the first influencers that you see as you're coming here on earth, which are your parents, my influencers akugrome in such a way yekuti you are not everything person, but you are selective because of you have principles.
Yeah.
You understand? So it's important that you have a way of operation, and every organization, my guy, every company, every what, ine mashandiro ainoita anonzi ayo izvozvo ndo zvamuri kuda but panapa tine mashandiro atinoita handiti. So it's important that you as an individual ndamhanya ndakabva kumaparents because ndikuassume kuti maparents atokuguruma kudhara principles handiti. So it's important that you as a youth handiti you as an individual have principles zvokuti in as much as the influencers can throw in things handiti, they can throw in the trends in terms of fashion and if you have principles now you can decide kuti ichi ndogona chitora according to my principle. No, that tire fits my rim, then I can take that. No, brother, that tire does not fit my rim, then I cannot take that. But we have become so relaxed and so everything, people. So we can just take anything. We can just accept anything at any given time.
And Tidi Papu, why do you think, I mean, even why do you think that this generation, of course, the older generation, I always have an argument, each generation has its own problems.
Yes.
And the generation no kanganisa is not even zvatakatanga isusu takatongosvika tichiona zvichiitwa. But specifically our generation, why do you think we are so reluctant about principles? Because I know could we come from principled homes, at least a decent amount of us, but
yeah.
Well,
is it a generational thing? Or maybe ndingangosangana nemabad apples?
No. Do you want to speak? You can speak.
I think it's a generational thing. Was when we say, like you're saying, when we say come from a principled house.
At some point, I think most people.
When we say
there's some decent
greater percentage. But then growing up, pane level ratinosvika, may not what happened with our generation. Pane level ratinosvika rekuti vabereki vakutrust kuti now you can
do by yourself.
Yeah. Even in the Bible, Mwari vanopa munhu the freedom of choice. So there's a certain stage yokuti wakwanisa uchimeka choices. Ipapo ndo patiri kuzorasika. So sometimes tinogona kuti patiri kuponga principles tikasazviona togona kuti vabereki vedu vari strict varuti kuruma. So makamboona statement yekunzi vana statement yonzi mwana ari strict paanobuda pamba kupanditanga musikanzwa ese. Ngangobude pamba chete ngavangozvichete musikanzwa ndopainitanga. So zvinhu zvatoma soma moto so maparents angu akakura vari strict. Musi wangu unondilisa nchienda oversity ndatotanga mapati ndatangode. So the matter yekuti patiri kuzotanga kuzomeka machoices we are forgetting kwatiri kuita sei kwatiri kubva nezvinhu zvatikadzidziswa.
Yeah, because you see it's very, for me it's fascinating to think about. At the same time it's like, you know, because ndogona kutaura from a standpoint yekuti handisati ndazviita zvinhu zvacho nechiona inga vanhu vari kunyanya kuvhura hondo, unaona. But for me it's like difficult to think that someone comes from a household, maybe they were strict parents, it's fine, you go to university, there are some things that we begin to do and habits that we begin to develop. And for example, pane university andoziva handisida kuitaura, but pauniversity pane mavideo anogara achilika, and you can tell with some of these videos, even from how people say there's always a new one every week, pane you understand. But then you come back to the influencer thing we're talking about. Most of these big influencers, they continue my tips here are leak, and but yet they still existing. While they appreciated, I know we like their music, I know we appreciate their beauty, whatever the case is. But then and then when you translate it to us now, the youth, we begin to mimic these things and the repeat in the same steps because these people are influencers and they're untouchable which vakazviita zvinongonzi vanozoita on a public platform and we can crucify them but afterwards anenge ane double the followers. Do you understand? Saka zvakuda sekuti isusu takungotiwo at the end of the day it's a lifestyle. And it's not even that. There are a lot of things that were just picky. Even especially kuno Africa. But it's asiri takungotambira and vabereki adzidze zvinhu zvakadai. And so I don't know what you guys think about it, and maybe you can answer this also. Do you think my influencers are better role models than the ones that we have now?
Well, let me take this one.
Yes.
The entire new machine well, this is according to my standard. So if you don't agree, that's still fine. If you agree,
yes. Come for this.
I don't agree.
That's still fine. Yeah, it's not an obligation that we should agree on the terms that I agree on.
Yes.
But I think it's so bad that we don't understand. We just are ignorant, my guy. Brother, I wish we knew the battles that we should be fighting right now.
Yeah.
Brother, I'm talking about angels right now of the darker world who are working day and night to see you in misery, to see us in misery, but we just seem not to care. I mean, we just don't care about it. Rather, I just think we don't really understand the magnitude of how these beings are working tirasiki.
And they're working hard.
I just wish we understood. Brother, I wish we understood. Because if we understood, right, zvaisada kuti tiite discussion atuite because tinenge tanzwisisa kuti hondo iri kurwiwa yakaita sei. So I just think kuti in a way, in as much as we talk of my generations, maybe it's unfortunate that we've grown in a generation yekuti, I know if you understand what I'm saying, you are getting what I'm saying. And it's unfortunate that, I don't know if it's unfortunate or fortunate, but I think in a greater way it's unfortunate that we have grown in a generation in time the soon coming of Jesus Christ that was spoken of before is now seemingly so near. Jokuti, the devil himself now is understanding the time that is left. Ishoma, Jokuti is working
40
extra hard.
40, not 24/7.
You see,
40.
But I just think we don't understand still.
I support your point. The more the devil is working harder, the more these things are happening so fast. Like you were saying, Kutima tapes. Before we used to know it maybe after 5 years. But now, like every day, every week, a tape. And the money are pizza picture. Money are pizza.
Alright, maybe after dzakakura dzakasiyana arikutorerwe mapicha acho pamwe ndozvamunoita kumakweva but
I think the thing is we just bro. I think I know not even the Bible itself says that apana chitsva pasi pezuva. Remember kwangu ne Sodom and Gomorrah. So I just think hakuna chitsva chasiyana naizvezvi inyaya yekuti probably we are living in the digital world. Kuti my phone, and the fact that people are becoming so obsessed with gadgets. anogona kushandisa phone yake ari mubathroom. I mean, you can make calls man ari mubathroom. Saka, you see, the fact that we are now becoming obsessed nemagadgets ndo zvimwe zvakonzera kuti kana dzenyaya dzamuri kutaura idzodzo kana ari mavideos alike zviri frequent because munhu paari ane foni yake and kwangave kuri kugeza kungave kuri kuita sei munhu ane foni yake munhu ari pakamera yake especially kana akatozoitawo iphone munhu ari pafoni pakamera yake you see. So I think kuti zvinhu izvi kuvako zvazviriko but izvezvika of course kamagnitude kachona karuta kachita intense kari kuita kachiwedzera but the fact that we are now in the digital world zvaita kuti zvinhu zviite sekuti generation ino yakanyanya kuipa stereko in as much as iri kuita ichiipa haya but the digital world now is making things seem good like I mean svika pa the west zvekudaro but ingonyaya kuti zviri patakukwanisa kuzviona
pachena.
Alright, guys, let's meet each other in the next segment. Tichiona kuti zvizingaitwe
to answer
question yabvunzwa naChief. We are back again. Chief.
Yes, I was saying, so let's say we were comparing my influencers at Tinawishes, because that is what I'm do you think in terms of being a role model our influencer are very weird with bait and can that play a part? Not that all of our parents' generation is perfect, but do you think kuti vanhu our influencer vangwevongwevo vari nani pane vatinazvo kana kuti zvakangofana tinyazonzisa kuti ma influencer achona ndo ane problem here kana kuti isusu tise.
Yeah, let's just try to come up with facts here.
Exactly. Right. Before I answer the question, I wanted to add on a point and later on it's pure. So you see, kuti this stuff zruiti guys. Some of the stuff zrukuwa near to influencers they do my digital platforms. My digital footprints are
yeah.
Zinokutera. And
nowadays
I think one of my lecturers at school akataura akati, do you know kuti nowadays when you're looking for a job they just go online. Let's say just background yakungoita background check online usati watoya kuinterviews though uri kuziva zvakaita sei but the fact yekuti tapiwa wakamboreleasa video patoshatanti wakutokanganisa image yechi akamboreleasa video remusic yeah, and it's good music. You should listen to sleep. So I'm saying kuti maticho frequency ari kutera. So at the end of the day iwo pauchaita mubereki vana vako vachiona zvinhu zvazvo and life it's a cycle patime iyoyo havicha peace ende vana vako vanokushora chi upenyu hwese right and the respect inoshayikwa.
Because
so answering to your question, the reason why we respect and we still love our parents it's because zvavakaona standard ravakaona rezvinhu zvavakaona and my influencers anga ariko akava molda in such a way kuti vakakwanisa kuti molda isusu zvikapatiri though a lot of us tiri kuzochinja yedu takumeka mabad decisions takuda kufollowa because things are trending takurasa principles but they have molded us to come kuti tisvike pa a certain age yekuti now we know kuti vakaona uti vasvika pa age. Do you know kuti pane age yoti 21 22 inoti ndakaita sei ndotenda mwari mwana aite seyambo there is recently newspaper makabuda mwana ane 8 years achinzi aendeswa kuri apo ishe madrugs. So you realize kuti chifungwa kuti parent iyoyo zvananitaura zvazvo kuti my relatives anenge achitaura kuti you have failed as a parent. The community or the society not you have failed to mold mwana because of zvatiita sei zvaitika in early stage. But my parents enyu achikuti say right now they are happy because masvika pa a certain stage. So pane imwe stage yekuti mwana akazoenda kuchikoro akatanga kumwa doro ari kuchikoro ambokudzirwa muchechi, maparents vanogona kutsiura ukaona kuti uri kuramba, they know kuti uchadzoka because une kwanga wakaita sei zvinhu zvawakadzidziswa. So when that vanhu vanodzoka vakawanda vacho vanhu vanodzoka when hard times come unodzokera unodzokera dzoka kumba chaivo chaivo dzokera kumba kana zvinhu zvanyatsooma reinfluence unodzokera kumba. The reason why because kwawakamoldwa you know zvinhu zvaita sei zvaitika. But if zvikatanga manje at an early stage sezvazvakuita manje izvezvi kuti 6 years akutotanga unodai panonetsa
guys. So do right. What about this one?
No. The since 1960 influencers, since 2020.
I'm a 2K influencers.
The since 2020, the since 1920. It's still debatable. Let me put it in 2 dimensions. Right. The since 1960 influencers. I want to mention 2 more positive sides for the since 1960s and since 1920s and both the negatives.
Yes.
The since 1960s was since 1980s. I'm thinking of this influencer who stood there. Dimama. If you guys are thinking fast, know of her. She's in Zimbabwe and she's very active in terms of radio and TV. She's still there. She has her shows which are so positively impacting the community. Aditika?
Yeah.
So I will take her as an example of the since 1970s of a type of an influencer who's still there, who's trying to advocate for the positive things in the community. Aditika? Then I'm still trying to think of the since 2020 influencer who's also there, who's working hard, who's trying to influence the community positively, especially the youths, right? Then, I want to go to the negatives. Kwesi. Guys, did you know, Kuti, the digital things that we're talking about, the influencers that are there who are now able to use, who are now there, who are trending on the so-called social media and whatever it is, the inventors of the social media, or the inventors or whatever facilities that are there, that are being used by the influencers that we are seeing right now. The inventors are the since 1960s influencers. Did you know that? So we can be right here thinking that the since 1960s influencers are so good and are so perfect in any sense. But I want you to remember that the guys that are there that have invented, be it cameras, be it phones, be it they are the since 1960s. So those guys as well can be held accountable of the things that are happening now. Aditika, that's a negative from the since 1960s. A negative from the since 2020s. It's so unfortunate that well, in as much as this 1960 this pros and cons, disadvantages, cons. In as much as these 1960s have their cons, and you find the substance have a bit too card in terms of music, in terms of my words, in terms of whatever it is. So a Buddha card. Je could Chakadota line up 10 my songs. Angar my songs I make a sense. Angar my songs and a substance. Angar my songs you could learn 1 or 2 from them. And those songs were the songs that were trending in those times. Unlike these times now, you try to sing a song in make a sense, it will never be a trending song.
That's true.
So it's now a vice versa situation now, that the influencers of the since 2020 influencers now are becoming so horrible in a sense. It's more like the stupid stuff is more trending than the what is
important
it called?
stuff.
The important stuff. Zvinhu zvinovaka nini hazvisiri zvinotrenda than zvinhu zvisina basa. So there can be pros and cons in both sectors, but it's always important that we try and see the positive sides and also take what we feel we should take and leave what we think we should just leave.
Okay.
So,
Yeah. It makes sense. So do you think do you think that we are worse under threat compared to our parents in terms of the things that can lead us into the wrong path?
Definitely, my guy.
Yeah.
Definitely, left, right, and center. Ish, it's bad.
Panibas.
Okay.
It's so bad.
Yeah.
And you know the rate at which we are becoming dependent on our gadgets, and the gadgets exhibiting the so-called bad things. I'm saying we are becoming so dependent on our gadgets. I would like to ask you guys, Guti, how many hours do you take before you touch your phone? Until kuti kubata uchita zvinhu nemusoro wanje kungobata phone yangu riko.
Yeah.
How many hours do you take?
Yeah.
Don't answer. But that expresses, it's a question I'm posing to you as well. How many hours do you take before you look for your phone, before you hold your phone? That expresses the rate or the increasing rate at which we are becoming so dependent on our gadgets. The gadgets that are exhibiting the so-called stuff that's not good for us. So take a look at the other guys who are coming waruzas kuti vachange vari dependent zvakanyanya
because most parents not kuti ndiri kushora mabereko edu, but it seems as if mwana kuita phone or tablet is now a need.
So iwewo kana waizotanga kuzvinzwisisa wa grade 7, right? mwana ane 2 years akutanga kushandisa tablet
akaturirwa kuchema zvekuita noise.
Zvikureva izvo kuti the negative stuff that we were talking about,
it's going to be worse on them.
No, actually, do you know kuti iwewe pane zvinhu zvakawanda zvekuti izvezvezvi unorega kuita nenyaya yekuti pane masenses akanokwa mauri uchiri mudiki handiti, but ndikuti vana ava pfungwa dzavo dziri kugara dzaudzwa kuti no, the so-called things that we're saying, they are not the right things. Zviri kugara zvaufidwa maari kuti that's the way.
So it becomes a principle. You have
To
to
them.
to them.
So if their principle now is that particular principle that we are saying, but it's not a good one.
Yeah.
There's
You
no way.
cannot come in your uchiudza munhu kuti zvauri kuita hazvisika.
And now
Izvo zvirizo kwaari. Do you know kuti isusu we can sit on a fact that isusu panapa ini ndogona kunge ndine zvinhu zvandiri kufila sekuti just a simple illustration. Ndine kuchechi kwangu kwandoenda, une kuchechi kwako kwanoenda, une kuchechi kwako kwanoenda. And zvatiri kuita ndezvekuti haisi kuti tese tiri ma-Christians but tiri ma-denominationals. Ndochotaura nyaya yekutoti titori from ma-different religions. Handiti? Zvinhu zvandinoita inini, handiti? Kwenyu mimi zvinogona kunge zviri unacceptable.
Yeah.
But the fact that iwewe une mararamiro wanoita nema-principles ako handiti ka inini kana ndakakutarisa you're an alien to me because inini zvandinoita nezvaunoita hazvinambofanana handiti. So you can imagine you as a Muslim, inini ndiri muChristian ngati me as a Christian uri Muslim ndichizama kuuya uzokuudza nezvaJesu, but tatisataura mazita you is whatever religion you are in, inini ndine yangu ndichizama kuuya uzokufeeda of the superior being kwedu, iwowo newako obviously asikumbofa zvakatara. And so what I'm saying is the child having certain principles that are knocked in from the second year of birth, and from birth, and kusvika achikura, and you coming in with particular principles that you are thinking are good, you will be seen as an alien. So that's the world that's growing now. Kuti
Yeah.
the people who are gonna be telling them the rightful things are gonna be aliens to them. Therefore, patori chances ekuti ava vanogona kutsamwa vakaita build against vanhu vanoita zvinhu zviri right nenyaya yekuti they are aliens to them.
And you know what's funny, Bokshot, is I feel like there's also something that people miss when we have discussion about things that affect our generation, and which is we completely disregard, or the generation that is before us, you're very good, completely disregard how much they have contributed to the kind of people that we are. You understand? Right. Most of the people that we call celebrities, Isus, are not in our generation. They are in the generation you're very good. You can look at their ages. They are in my 40s, 50s, doing my big movies. Even the biggest of celebrities. I'm not sure with 35 thing I'm wearing a similar part of our generation. It's maybe because my 26 is just alright. Anyways, point is it's kind of sad before why I just started my 90s. Now to get to that point, I'm not saying my 90s were clean. To be honest, most of them, alright, a good number of them had their bad sides. They influenced the Jama gangs. If you look at a lot of hip hop music, they influenced. They played around with guns and violence as if it was nothing. And but then you also had people who had good music and Westlife and Boys to Men, and they had proper influence. But now this generation, of celebrities, they changed, and they changed to the things that are talked about. There are a lot of celebrities who are my 40s, 50s, who became famous because of, I'm not just good in Dojega, but I got this at 60 and they became famous. Do you understand?
Yeah.
And it's those things that you come to realize, okay. So even as us as a generation, if we are not careful, if we are not honest about what we are doing, this is influence the waruguya and apa waruguya achitutara pakatoshata
the word
was the and all that. And I feel like we are not we don't take time to be conscious about the fact that everyone at some point, at some instant in your life, you influence someone. And it's also because we are so damaged in a lot of ways. And disease. But the influence that we are going to have on the next generation is sad. And it's bad enough kuti tagara tine agenda pane zvimwe zvinhu zvatakufarira kuta talk about, like there's kune imwe community so iri very famous andida kuinema zvamo, but you know that community nemakala oboya. It's those things that we are just now pushing, and ndisi tiri kupusha zvine izvozvo, and the people who taught us to push those things are they, but vanenge vachikuti generation achiti, you see. And it feels as if isusu wachona zvangofanira kuti OnlyFans demographic yakawanda ipapo havazi vanhu vakuru, ndi generation yedu. Of course vakatanga and there my influences that achimbotaura, you see. So you really have to think about kuti I don't know how as a generation we're going to progress from the fact that there is so much bad influence, and unfortunately the good iripo hombe. You guys know Mr. Beast and good influence, but still I feel like there's a lot of battle, especially in this generation, and vanhu vari kuti influence anditoda kuti vese vakashata, but the way that we are living do vari kutoti influence,
some of them
conclusively vanhu vari kutoti influence do vacho vanhu vakashata.
Yeah,
to be winning.
I think let's just give a wrap to this. So, guys, this is part 1 of this story.
Yeah, sure.
And if you're a lady, if you're a guy, you feel you want to be part of this, the second part of this story, we're just gonna put a number in the comment section so that you can send a WhatsApp message if you want to join on the second part of this this story.
Sure.
I think we can just give a wrap to this, then we take our leave.
Yeah.
Guys, this was the part 1 that we had tonight.
Yeah.
So we are gonna be having the second part coming in, like we said, or like I said,
Yeah.
So like I said, if you want to be part of the
If
second
you have
part,
comments,
Yeah,
suggestions,
we need your feedback on this. We need your comments
because
so that we are gonna read some of them, but to Shona and trying to reply in a good way. So we need your comments.
yeah, maybe it's not gonna get information show. Maybe
Of
though
course.
to the generation actually influence kwa
It's
na 90s.
Yeah, exactly.
You can tell us.
Don't you want to see some ladies' hand?
Yeah, sure.
Hey,
Very soon there will be ladies here.
Very
Don't
soon.
worry. And also,
Yeah.
don't forget to subscribe, guys. Don't forget to comment. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to share. Real Life, Real Trust,
Yes.
our podcast. We also have our channel on Facebook.
Yes.
Go and check out on Facebook. Dopa no we are snippet essay.
Then by Instagram.
Nepa IG. We are on Instagram. I'm 2K.
Yes,
Go and
this
check
is the
us on
podcast of the
Instagram.
nation.
The podcast of the nation. Tichitaura nemi mayouths. Kuti twaita sei togadzirisa sei nyika iyi. Alright, guys, see you next time. Aba nasi wakomana wangu achisewa, guys.
I don't know my place that now.
The African Star.
The African Star, Jerk. It's your boy AMC, and it's Mof. See you next time, guys.
Ciao, ciao.